Hello, welcome to Blokey Bloke's kitchen. Most of you that know me know that I love messing around in my kitchen, and my mother-in-law, amongst others, have said, can you tell us how you make some of your little items? Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the simplest one of all. It's called Blokey Bloke bread. It involves 500 grams of self-raising flour in the pot, a bottle of beer. In this particular case, it's Theakson's Old Peculiar, 5.6% alcohol. You just take the top of it like this. Normally do as you put the beer in with the flour. It's simple as that. Oh, this smells beautiful. And there he goes. Jamie Oliver. Ha! Right, so there's one bottle, 500 millilitres, 500 grams of flour, and all you do is just mix it about just a little bit like this. You throw in just a pinch of salt. I put in a little bit of sugar. I've got brown sugar in this one, just like that, and you just stir that about a little bit. And this is my little trick. A little bit of olive oil keeps it all nice and elastic, just a little drip. Now, if you want to be really blokey bloke, you can put chilies in with it as well, which is fantastic. So all you got to do now is just mix this about. Like so. This is the boring bit really, but what I'll do, I'll come back in just a few moments' time, once this is into a nice doughy little ball, and I'll show you what the next bit is. See you in a minute. So I spent the last 5 minutes just kneading this into a lovely doughy ball of beautiful beer smelling dough. It's a bit on the wet side, but I think we're going to be okay here. I usually take a glass out for myself before I start. So I breaded the board, I put the dough onto my breadboard like so. Now there we go. Oh lovely, let's put that in the sink. Now I'm just going to, there we go, bread this up. Oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Theakson's Old Peculiar. So, we now have the basis of our bread. A nice little ball of Blokey Bloke dough on the board. There we go. So, what I need to do now is leave this under some cling film for, I don't know, about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. It's nice and warm today, until this little beauty has doubled in size. Be back then. Right, my beery dough has been under some cling film for 45 minutes. It is bursting at the seams to get out. I cannot wait to take the cling film off and see what's going on underneath. You can actually hear it creaking. It's so good. So we go. Oh, it's a bit sticky. That's okay. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. Here it is. This is only stage 2. We have a couple more stages to go. There we go. Right. Oops. Didn't see that. We'll just put that to one side. So what I'm going to do now is just sprinkle a little bit of dust, in this case self-raising flour, over my little baby, just to make sure it doesn't stick. Come on, that's lovely. Okay, so now we have my little ball of goodness. It's beautiful and fluffy, I can feel it, lots of air in there. Here it is, look at that. And all I have to do now, I'm going to cut it in half. Just get myself a sharp knife out of here. Cut it into 2 loaves, because I'm going to have one now and one for the freezer for later. We're going to cut it in half. We now have 2 loaves. Now these little babies are going to go into my baking tins. I'll just get them and bring them over here so you can see them. I put some baking paper in the bottom of my dishes because they're a little bit old now. Now all I'm going to do is chuck these little babies in the middle like so. And the other one there like so. Okay. Now then, it's almost time for another little beer. Cheers. Beery bread. To make beery bread, you must be drinking beery beer. And this is Old Speckled Hen. Another beautiful little vintage. These little babies are now going to go back on to my shelf in the sunshine. I might put a little bit of cling film over the top for another 10 minutes. They will once again expand and get all that lovely yeasty goodness. The beer in the... Oh, the beer is working with the flour. It's beautiful. And in the meantime, I'll turn my oven, which is this one over here. As we go down to there. This is my oven. We're going to turn the oven on really hot to about 180. When that's hot, 10 minutes time, I should put our beauties in the oven. Blokey Bloke Kitchen, see you in 5 minutes. Well, welcome back to the Blokey Bloke's Kitchen, where my two little beery beauties here have proved and risen to more than double their size. That's the yeast in the beer doing its goodness. I'm now going to put it in the oven, 180 degrees or thereabouts, for about half an hour until it's done. Until they're done, here we go, in we go. And now we'll shut that up and we'll leave it. And next time I see you, I'll be pulling them out of the oven and they'll be done. So it's time to get my little beauties out of the oven. Been in now for 30 minutes. Let's have a little look at them. Here we go. Beery beauties. Look at those little babies. So let's just... Interesting news cutting. Lifeline for the self-employed. Right, here we go. Then let's just turn one out and see what happens. Whey, there we go. And we'll take off the baking paper. As I said, my tins are a little bit old, so it stops sticking. Let's just come on, look at this. This is, oh, we'll leave it at that. When do you know it's done? Because when you lift it up, it should sound like this. Beautiful. So we have two beery beauties. This is my Blokey Bloke bread. It's made of beer and self-raising flour, very little else in it. It's absolutely excellent with a pint of beer and a bag of pork scratchings in the pub. But in the half an hour it's taken to cook, I've had to take to a glass of wine. So from the Blokey Bloke Kitchen, we continue now with ribeye steaks, wilted spinach, garlic and chips. That's for our supper. In the meantime, I say to you cheers and very good health. Next time I shall be cooking for you in the Blokey Bloke Kitchen some a little delicacy from Lisbon in Portugal. Those beautiful custard tarts. Cheers.